So, after much waiting, India's first domestic aircraft carrier was commissioned, the INS Vikrant. September 2, 2022 marks a major milestone for the Indian Navy, joining the few nations with more than one aircraft carrier or a helicopter carrier in service, and becoming the third country after the UK and China to have commissioned a domestically built aircraft carrier in the past 3 years. With a displacement of around 40,000 tons, the Vikrant is slightly smaller than the Vikrant Maditya and the carriers of the US, China, and UK, though it is larger than Japan's. But analysts praised its potential firepower. When its air wing becomes fully operational over the next few years, Vikrant will carry up to 30 aircraft, including MiG-29K fighter jets, to be launched from its Skyram-style deck and helicopters, as well as defensive systems, including surface-to-air missiles. India's ambitions are not just that. With the MiG-29Ks facing a number of problems, the Indian Navy is evaluating the French Dassault Rafale-M and Boeing's F-18 Super Hornet fighters to modernize the fleet's air wing. Since the carrier has been designed as a skyjump launch ship, the aircraft must be capable of launching safely with its weapon and fuel load for a typical mission. Recently, the Navy carried out trials with the Dassault Rafale-M, which is a French-made 4.5 generation fighter jet already in service with the Indian Air Force, and also US-made Boeing F-18 Super Hornet, to check the operational capabilities of these jets on aircraft carriers. Both the jets get Air Force as well as naval versions and successfully completed their trials in Goa. Rafale is a twin-engine Mantaron 4.5 generation fighter aircraft manufactured and designed by Dassault Aviation. The Indian Air Force has placed a massive order to induct 36 Rafale jets to form 2 squadrons, one in North India and another in South India. The Rafale Marine is the naval version of the Rafale fighter jets with similar configuration. The Dassault Rafale has a dare-to-wing design and is capable of higher G-forces as much as 11 G and is available in both single and dual seating cabin configurations. The Rafale is 15.27 meters long and a wingspan of 10.80 meters. The fighter has a Jet 30M 719B cannon, in addition to its main missile being the multi-target fire and forget air-to-air MBDA Mika missile. In beyond visual range air-to-air missile, Rafale has MBDA Meteor. The Navy's F-18E Super Hornet, developed by Boeing Company, has a 20% larger airframe with 41% more range and improved General Electric F414 engines, providing 35% more thrust. The F-18 Super Hornet has Mach 1.8 speed, similar to the Rafale thanks to the GE-sourced dual engines, and is equipped with M61A1 Vulcan rotating cannon that can fire 6,000 rounds per minute. Super Hornet has semi-active radar homing AIM-7 Sparrow missile. In beyond visual range air-to-air missile, Super Hornet has AIM-120 AMRAAM. The Indian Navy is also working on the TEDBF program, which is the twin-engine deck-based fighter program from Made in India fighter jets, based on the Hartiha's LCA. Since these jets will take time to develop and will eventually replace foreign fighter jets in the fleet, Navy needs some modern machines in the interim to replace the Russian MiGs. The folded wing configuration of the F-18 reduces the stowage width of the aircraft to 5 feet less than the Rafale, with its rigid wing design. This could be a major advantage in the number of aircraft that can be carried on the flight deck and hangar in INS Vikrant. On the other hand, if selected, Rafale would offer ease of maintenance, considering that the Indian Air Force is operating a land-based version of the same aircraft. There would be a commonality of many equipment and components, better logistics and engineering support. The F-18's greater maximum takeoff weight is also an advantage. However, the ability of the F-18 to utilize this advantage in starbar configuration needs examination. However, Rafale has the advantage in terms of combat range when combined with its supercruise capability, would allow operations from well outside service to a missile range of China and Pakistan. The Rafale has greater G-limit capability, advantages in a dogfight maneuver situation. It also enjoys a super-relative clap, which would aid in short takeoff and landing from the Vikrant. The F-18 is likely to have better nose control, in part because of enlarged leading-edge extensions, enabling high angle of attack maneuvers for missile launch and allowing quicker regaining of control by pilot. The F-18 also enjoys a significant bring-back capability, wherein it can return to the aircraft carrier with up to 4,100 kilograms of unspent fuel, thus easing the logistic burden during routine sorties. While the Rafale's maneuverability and BVR capabilities would seem like an advantage over the F-18EF Block 3, the tailor-made carrier-based design of the F-18 would go in its favor. The significantly lower cost of the F-18 could be another major factor for consideration. Also important is the fact that while the Indian Air Force already operates the Rafale and therefore has significant operating experience on the aircraft. All in all, the Indian Navy will have to decide between the important facets of operational efficiency, ease of operation, and cost of acquisition and maintenance, while choosing the contender for a carrier-based fighter.